Squirrel?
Squirrel.
Oh, dude, I hope that dog doesn't bark, man.
Crazy.
Yeah, he's going to go crazy. Because, the sun starts to go down.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Does he turn into a wolf at night?
It probably is a werewolf. It's probably a werewolf. Okay.
It's your neighbor turned into a dog.
Where is... I don't need my pencil.
Nah.
Okay.
There's no critics.
Hey, the thing I want to try to not do is go... Yeah.
A lot of yes.
I do a lot of... Yeah. Wait, no, is it yeah? I go... Yeah. And I listen back to the recordings. I hear myself go, yeah.
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 I say a lot of, like I said earlier, stuff like that. I notice I say that a lot.
And stuff like that. And stuff like that.
Yeah.
And you know what I say a lot is stuff like that. I say stuff like that.
What I say?
Like
I said, stuff like that. That's what I say.
You can't stop saying
I don't know how to stop.
I don't know. Someone please.
All right.
Okay.
In 3, 2, 1. Hey everybody, welcome to Anime Me Podcast. Once again, it's me, Joe Angel, with my co-host Sal. We want to wish you a happy new year.
Dang. That's good enough.
That's good enough.
Mine is too far away.
We're having trouble.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Do you hear that?
I hear you hear that. It's fine. It's the new
Is
year.
it though? Everybody's trying to get a hold of us.
Dude, everybody. I told my family we were recording today, and they've been like texting me nonstop. I told you what I was doing today. I don't know why people wait. Even when I'm at work and I'm carrying stuff, people call me as soon as I have something in my hand. It's like the most inconvenient times when they call.
Okay, I think I fixed it. Did I though? Watch, I'm gonna get all kinds of phone calls.
Okay.
Come on, please.
No phone calls.
Okay.
Anyways, guys, as you said, Happy New Year's. We hope you had a safe and fun New Year's Eve, because it is New Year's Day, the day after.
Today is the day.
We've made it. January 1st, 2024, guys.
Dude, that's the future.
That is the future.
I mean, we do have a Tesla truck, so
Dude,
I mean that's close to a floating car.
Close. He's working on it.
Yeah, I mean it'll be.
He's still working on Mars. Going to Mars.
That thing is supposed to be able to drive to Mars. I think that's the goal.
There
at least.
you go.
It's the spaceship.
All right.
New year, new us.
New year, new us.
Let's do this.
New anime, and boy, do we got a new one for you. We're starting this year with one that came out a few months ago, so this one is a fairly new one. Fresh anime to start the year, guys, and it's called Shangri-La Frontier.
I told somebody that I was watching this, and they were like, "It's fun." But I told them, don't tell me. I don't want to know. This is the thing, like Joe Angel, you do all like the research. Yeah. You take the notes, you look up stuff. You know what my job is? Don't look at anything.
Don't look at anything.
Like,
just watch it.
Just like I try to not know anything. Like I come into this, I'm like, what is anything, Joe Angel? What's the moon? Where do babies come from?
What do we do?
I don't know anything. Okay, I don't know anything.
And just like we started this podcast, just like we ended this podcast with last episode, we're starting this one too in the same room, recording together.
Oh, new year, new season. I want to say, right? Like, what do we think? Yeah. This is our second arc.
Yeah, we got some new music going. Come on.
Oh
yeah,
man, Joe Angel, it is. I know it's fire, bro. I just know it is.
All right, guys. Well, you know where we're starting with
Shangri-La Frontier. Let me do the synopsis. Okay, and my writing is so bad already. It's already a new year. It's already starting.
I saw you scrambling.
Did you see my pencil? Yeah. My pencil. Like I have very little. You know how the lead is only on one side, and you're like,
you have to hold it.
You gotta hold it, and everything's all smudgy. Okay,
so there's a sharpener right there.
Yeah, no, it's too far away. It's too far. I gotta lean over. Forget it. A trash game hunter whose hobby is beating the world's worst video games, logs in to the world's most popular online RPG. Okay, yeah. I think that's what a trash game hunter logs on to a really great game. So our protagonist, is it Rakuro?
Rakuro?
Yeah.
I think so.
Is that his last name or his first name? Because
that's his first name.
Okay, but his last name is like
he's a Tomy.
He's a Tomy. Okay. So
either way, so he'll go by Sunrock.
Okay, so
he'll go by his gamer tag.
Gamer tag. Okay, so like I wanted to like I don't know like RPGs and online RPGs. I'm watching the thing. I know ish about this
of these
stuff,
types.
like these things. I'm still playing rock paper scissors.
Still playing jacks.
Yeah, still playing jacks. I'm playing hula hoops. You know, the skip it. Remember the skip it? That's my kind of game. Okay,
taking out those shins, man. Oh.
There's no losers in skip it except for your shins. Yeah. The shin loses. Okay, doesn't matter how good you are. So I'm like watching it. I'm thinking, I wonder. I enjoyed the show, but I wonder if I get even more out of the show if I knew all about like
gamers,
like
the games.
Because this is I know of League of Legends. Yeah. That's what this kind of feels like. World of Warcraft, kind of. It feels a little bit like that, right? Like that's what we're looking at. Kind of him, in the world,
in the realm of stuff.
Okay, so do you know? Do you play any of these online games? You know it.
Yeah.
So when you're watching, you're like, okay, yeah.
When I started watching this, when I found out about it,
you were like, oh, this is my.
It's my jam. Because video game wise, I like these type of video games. I like the open world stuff, the RPG stuff.
Kind of run
like
around.
being able to like get the classes, make your own characters, going through like a prominent one I've played is Elder Scrolls Online.
Okay.
So you can pick your class, what kind of race you are, and the online one is like, it's so massive and so like different storylines. You can go to different areas, you can join guilds with other groups of people, and a bunch of other stuff just like that. I recently started replaying Dragon Age Inquisition, which is kind of an RPG-esque. It's not as open world. It's a little bit open world, but not as big as like Elder Scrolls. It's a different kind of one, but it's one that I loved playing. And they announced the new version of the game. I think is supposed to be coming out. I don't know when. It's gonna be a long time.
so that all to say, I gravitated towards this. Yeah.
It enriched the viewing for me.
Yeah. Because
and also piqued my interest.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't have that kind of background, but I do-ish. The very beginning of the show starts off.
He looked like a luchador.
That's what I wrote down. He's a luchador, and there's Zelda behind him. You know, I think I had already picked up already that we were in a video game because it has this kind of like glow about it, and I'm like, okay, we're in a video game. And he's having
Spider-Maleficent.
I was thinking a Digimon monster. Did you think that? I was like, Digimon monsters. That's exactly what I thought of. And then he destroys this big dragon thing, and then turns around and like
drops a certain face.
Dude, he flying dragon the foot fist way. Like her face collapses under his foot.
Animated the slow mo.
It's so good. It's so good. Her face turns into like mush, like in the funniest way ever. Oh, dude, super hilarious.
Whenever Tanjiro will smell that foot coming.
Definitely some athlete's foot. I mean, the guy didn't have any clothes. He also has on like just like red undies, tidy reddies actually.
Tidy reddies, yeah.
And that's his whole character, which comes into play later on. Now that I think about it, I didn't even think about it. We're hot off the presses, by the way. Joe Angel, this is the first time, or this is the third time. I'm sorry, this is the third time we've ever watched an anime
together
and then recorded right afterward. Like I'm talking. Sometimes like I don't have the time. We don't have the time to do that. Like I'll watch it, and then 2 or 3 days later we try to reheat what we viewed.
Recap and
sometimes I'm just like, I don't even know what you're talking about, but I'm going like, I'm going, yeah. If you ever hear me go, yeah.
No.
I mean, no.
Just take over.
Guide me through this. I'm lost. But we were hot off the presses, and so I have a lot to say about this show. One thing though is that opening music.
Dude,
so good.
Fire.
So good.
There's nothing better to drag you into a gaming anime than some hard hard rock,
dude.
hard guitar,
like
metal, dude.
But it's also dubstep.
Yeah.
Did you notice the dubstep?
The little hint like, behind it, yeah. The little electronic stuff.
I was like, wait, have I heard music like this before? And why am I not listening to more music like this? It's good. It's good. And also, I love the animation illustration on that intro too. Like it's all like the angles we're spinning around the characters. And they're
dude, his intro when the whole beginning of the intro is going, him walking up. Did you ever see the last Puss in Boots movie?
Yeah, I did.
It reminded me of that scene when Disc walking up, like before their final fight. The way he walked up, that's what that reminded me.
By
of.
the way,
if they would have had that song on there, in Puss in Boots, dog,
dude, hey. Puss in Boots,
but PG-13 at least.
Slept on. Okay, like you guys are like, oh, what are you doing watching this kid's cartoon? Nah, it's deep. It's like scary. It's like
a lot of heavy stuff. It's not a kid's movie.
It's not a kid. It's not. So like, yeah, I had that feeling too. I did. I also love the glitchy like illustration animation that's going on.
Yeah.
They're playing with the whole video game kind of world. And so like all the colors are really cool and all the like flying sparks are super awesome. I love all of that. Let's see here. So I don't know. I wonder if it's a real thing, Joe Angel. And maybe you know, but this whole trash video game thing is just they make it out to like it's being a thing. Like we start off with the whole fight thing, then we come back and then we kind of explain our protagonist is
considered a trashy game hunter.
A trash game hunter. So he's always playing. He like
trash games.
He loves trash games. And I'm like, I've played trash games. I like trash movies. Like I'll watch a trash movie like on purpose. Like you gotta watch this movie. It's the worst movie ever. Yeah. Like I'm all about that. But that's because the movie's over an hour and a half.
Yeah. You don't have to. It's not really much you're doing versus just giving up your time.
Yeah.
Trash game. You're having to do stuff. You're having to give time, give thought.
80 hours of your life to a trash game. Yeah. No, like as soon as I'm in a trash game, I'm like, nah, I'm done with this. This is
take it back to Blockbuster.
For those of you that don't know what a Blockbuster is, it's a house with video games inside. It is a physical building. But yeah, I just didn't. I don't know if that's a real thing because this anime kind of makes believe that he is one of very many people who do this kind of thing. He likes trash games, but then he kind of later on gets sucked into like being talked into, hey, how about you try an actual game?
Yeah.
And he's at a
popular
Blockbuster
game.
By the way, I love this. This is the thing. I tried to take notes and try to look, but I couldn't tell. But they're at a game shop.
You know what it is.
Yeah, you know what it is.
is.
The logo looks like GameStop.
It may be called Rock and Roll, but you know what the sign is.
GameStop.
Once again, it's one of those anime things where they're taking World War stuff and just
which makes me wonder though, is that it's because it's in English. It's written down as Game Shop, so in the dub or in the sub, it still shows up as Game Shop, right? Or is it changed?
No. So the way it's drawn and stuff, that's all. That's how
they don't change any.
The only thing that has changed is the words, like the dubbing. When they dub it, because there's some phrases, some words that are in Japanese that would be translated differently in English, and vice versa. There's stuff in English that would have to be translated differently
because they don't have the translation.
Especially just because of the way the writing system is, as far as how the sentences are structured. Like the way we structure our sentences is different than how they structure their sentences in Japanese. So whenever you're trying to translate it, it sounds weird, but only because of how their sentence is structured.
Kind of like in Spanish, where Spanish is kind of flipped a little bit sometimes.
It's kind of like that in Japanese.
You're speaking the way Yoda talks.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. The way Yoda talks. Yoda talks. That's what it is.
Yoda talk. Should we have a segment on here called Yoda Talk? We got Guac Talk.
We got Guac Talk. Maybe. We'll
figure that out.
It's a new year. New talk.
Whatever. Yeah, New Year, new talk. We were going to speak backwards. You know what? I also want to know what it is. Because they looked at it 2 or 3 times, and I'm kind of like, is that something? Is that a playoff of something? Should I look it up? Should I play this game called Riot Blood?
Riot Blood.
Was it Blood Riot or Riot Blood?
I think it's Riot Blood.
I was like, what is that poster? Because they also almost zoom into it. I'm like, is this a playoff of something? What am I looking at here? But I'm looking though, because you told me
they'll drop hints.
So they'll zoom into some of the other games, and I'm looking at some of the
stuff will come back,
right? Yeah. Or either they're just like playing off of some like, oh, this is an actual game, but like that Shangri-La Frontiers. I think the Frontiers logo looks familiar. I don't know yet.
A lot of games kind of.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Right, but there was one of the games that I saw that was up on the wall, and it was called Gestalt, and it's like I think I remember it from my art days when I was taking art. I went to school to study art, and Gestalt was like a German, way of like organizing things, like the most boring.
It was boring thing.
It's not a real. There's no game based off of you. I guess maybe Tetris. You're organizing blocks. That's what that is. Anyway, so let's go on. We could talk about so many of these things. I love the fact that every time, Joe Angel, new year, but same premise. We're going to school.
Going to school.
So
you can't not make an anime without going to school.
You gotta go.
We saw what happened with Tanjiro, who didn't go to school.
You know what? Oh, it's that bloodbath. It was a riot. It was a blood riot. That is. Oh my gosh, Joe Angel, you hit on something. You don't go to school, everyone dies.
Nice. You go to school, you play games.
You play games, and you fall in love. Maybe there's a love interest. What's her name? Ray. Yeah. REI.
He has that Skogo crush. Trying to talk to him, hiding around the corner, practicing what she's gonna say.
Oh my gosh, it's not gonna go well. If you're over here talking to yourself, trying to work your way up to.
All right, this is what really. All right, I got it down. It never goes that way. It never goes that way.
You think you have it planned out. You think you know what you're about to say, and then you said that you're not gonna say what you plan on saying. No, not. And you
hardly ever works out.
Did they even talk to each other in that scene? Because she's like about to talk to him.
She's about to talk to him, and then another guy just comes up and starts talking to him,
and he starts explaining.
She's just like,
he talks about he's just super in love with these trash games, and he's talking to his friends about these trash games.
By the way, the guy that popped up sounded like a 40-year-old man.
Probably. Wait, did you watch it subbed? So
I watched it both.
You watch it? Okay, you watched it both. Okay, so sometimes you're like, I'm watching this with you, or you're watching it. We're watching these separately. I'm like, I wonder if Joe Angel's watching this back, or are you like watching? You watch both of them to like prepare for this?
Yeah.
Okay, because then
I watch the sub. I watch the see the differences.
All for you guys. Okay, Joe Angel is watching. He's dub only, bros, right here. Maybe we should start I'm gonna make some shirts that say dub only.
Live, laugh, dub only.
So this show, man, like it makes me wonder because I don't know anything about like online RPG. It's kind of walking me through it. It looks super great. It's super like colorful and fun. I love how he gets the new game. He's talked into getting this new game, Shangri-La Frontier, which, by the way, this is the second time I think where the name of the show ends up
in the show,
right?
Yeah,
nice. I was like, what the heck is Shangri-La Frontier? And then we're immediately given, it's the game that he's gonna play. Love
and
it.
I do love the whole explanation when he's talking to the game store owner, who knows the girl Ray, because she's in there following Sunraku, and she knows like, oh hey, did you tell him? Have you seen him? Oh, he's not here today. He's been on this game because this is obviously his spot, so she knows his routine.
It makes me think that she's never been in contact with this guy, right?
It's like I don't know if she even knows who she is or whatever. But when he shows up, he's like, hey, do you got any more trash for me? And then you look over, Ray's gone, disappeared.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, she left. And he starts telling her, she asked him about the game. He's like, oh, man, it was such the biggest piece of crap. So much of this, so much of that, the explanations, the bugging out, all that stuff. Like I said, because I've played games. I played those type of games. I played all the types of games. And that just hit so well because I've experienced that. Like the bugs, the stuff like that, the frustration of it is just like, I could get behind that.
I also love the recap cartoony, it's so funny. Like, he's kind of like, explaining, what happened in the game and how like, what was it called? Failure?
Yeah, something like
it's
that.
Like a failure.
Yeah.
I think they were kind of playing off of that. Like it's a terrible game. And he just like goes on and on about like how much it was trash. And they do that like little cartoony recap of it. And I love that.
So good.
So good. It's not like there's not a name for that. Not like chibi. It's not chibi.
Not chibi.
It's not. Is it close a little bit?
That was just
small?
like kind of cartoon as comic book or comic strip as.
Yeah.
Because it was just little like explanation stuff.
This game. I mean, this show kind of makes me want to get a. Have you ever done a VR? Have you done VR? Do you have one?
I don't have one. I've done it before.
Okay. I was talking to somebody
VR
about
does not exist. I can tell you that.
It doesn't. What do you mean, like
this type where he puts it and just lays down on the bed? That doesn't exist.
You gotta get up
because the VR that we have now, you have to you got the headgear.
You have to have peripherals,
but you got little hand controllers.
Yeah,
so
and you gotta be
up and moving and stuff like that. Which I think there is a place in Dallas.
Mm-hmm.
It's like an arena type game. But it's like a big space where you go in VR.
And you move around
and
you
stuff. Actually can move around. They give you
and you walk around and you have no, that's called it's got a name. I can't. It's really
I have
immersive.
a friend who's been there. He's been there.
He's done it before.
Yeah, they went.
You know what? I think they do it on Inception.
Yeah.
Remember that? They're like, they live in their dreams or something like that.
I think there's a movie like that called Tron.
I think there's a movie like that called... Oh gosh, I started talking before I even think of the name of it.
You had it in the last.
They got a book. Oh, Ready Player One.
Ready Player One. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. I mean, it could be the future, dude.
The future.
I was talking to this.
That could be right before we get the cyber. What's it, Neuralink?
Yeah, I'm just
that could have happened once Neuralink does that.
Oh, dude. Oh, dude. Give me some
Elon,
AI.
Elon, is this why you're making Neuralink?
Yeah, Neuralink is. He wants to make a real life Shangri-La Frontier. Yeah. I don't blame him.
That's all for a video game.
I don't all for a video. That's all he's getting. Well, we make jokes about it, but I just got through talking to an older man, but he was talking about about his Oculus Rift or whatever, the VR thing. He already knows in it. He's like, no, they call it something else now. It's called Meta World or Meta something. And he was talking about how he played a game like this. He was kind of explaining it. It was it's like Dungeons and Dragons, but VR. And I was like, wait, he knows all about this. He's I don't know anything about this. I played a little bit of VR stuff. My nephew had this, everybody's listening to, they're like, oh yeah, we know what Gorilla Tag is. I know what Gorilla Tag is. I don't technically know what it is, but I try to move around in the space. I almost threw up. I got an in-ear problem. Okay, I can't spin. I can't swing too much or I'll get sick. It's, but watching this though, I'm like, this looks kind of fun. I don't know if this game like this exists besides the whole having a whole open world, create your character. Running around because I know it's limited and stuff, but they really go into it. So did you get okay? So he goes into the game. Yeah, he gets the game, puts it on, and he's admiring the whole thing. This is awesome. He creates his own character, and he's straight up naked. He only has his shorts. He has shorts on and he picks a head.
A bird mask.
So
is this Birdman?
He's Birdman. Birdman. He's got bird brain. Birdman is out there doing his thing, but he forfeits any kind of armor or anything like that so that he can put all his... is that a mechanic kind of thing, an actual thing, or do you think it probably could be?
So in some RPGs, because some of them you have slots, so there's a certain amount you can carry as far as what you can equip and what you can keep in your inventory. Mm-hmm. So sometimes there's games that have where you could upgrade how much you can carry during a game and stuff like that with your stat points, stuff like that, character designs. You could design they have to where you could design your armors, how you want it to look. There's a specific set you want it to look, coloring, all that stuff. All that plays out in the show from games.
What do you think this game equates to? I mean, what is the equivalent, or what do you think it the play style in the whole create your own character? What is it closest to? If somebody were oh well, I play this game, so I might be into this anime. Is it League of Legends? Or because you're building he's building a character. You build your own character. He creates his own character, and then I'm guessing he's going to level. He's leveling up. He's leveling up in the
because it's level up because like I said, it has the same mechanics as any other game. Yeah. As far as being able to create your custom character and be able to create your race and your class. Yeah. So like I said, the games we have in the weird world, Dragon Age. Like I said, I picked that back up. Mm-hmm. That one has classes and races, but only to a certain extent. So there's only so much you can choose from as far as that game goes. But there's other games like Elder Scrolls Online or World of Warcraft where there's a bigger selection of it.
Yeah. And so, they keep creating more characters and stuff. Yeah. we come in, he creates his character, and he goes out into the forest, and he's like, where do I need to start? And he comes up on a character, which they start. I wrote down, actually, before this all starts, it's kind of like, it's a little slow paced. You know, like they're kind of building, which I enjoy. I enjoy a show or a movie that will build the whole like set. You know, set the stage. You know, this is what's happening.
Get you in.
Get me in. You know, just kind of like give me the background. Like this is
little appetizer.
Yeah, like they don't go. They didn't seem to bother with like having to like. I mean, the first part of the show, you know, we have that little boss battle, and it's kind of funny and stuff. Kind of like track you in, but it's kind of slow paced and you don't know where it's going. And then he has this fight with this little troll. Dude, I love this fight style. Like the slow motion, they do some like the illustration and the way it all moves, and it just looks really cool.
Yeah, and then he's explaining too like the mechanics of the game itself.
Yeah,
he's like, all right, this is this. I can do it with this. Let's see what you got.
This is how I power up. You know.
Hit, equip and stuff like that, and he sliced them in half.
But he's doing it for real. Like this is the stuff that he's like figuring out and playing. Like that's like you could actually take that and apply it to the game that you would play, right?
Yeah,
like they're not.
There's different different styles and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Whoever wrote this, they know their RPGs, right? I mean, it's what it felt like to me. And you know what? I also really love that little bunny rabbit. There's something about a character, like an unassuming character that is like G'd up. Yes. You know? Yeah. Like if I'm gonna like if I'm playing a fighting game, I want like the person that doesn't look like a fighter. I'm like, I want that guy or that girl who's like
the least intimidating.
Yeah, they're the killer. They're the killer one. There's this game called, I think it's called Muggins. And it's like I don't know how to describe it, but it's like an open source fighting game. And people create their own character. And so, like, Homer Simpson's in there, or, Peter from Family Guy, the chicken from Family Guy. Like, all these characters. You know, they got, like, Ryu and all the rest of it. But it's just, like, a crossover of craziness. And the most killer characters on there are, like, the tiniest. Yeah. Like, honestly, like, this one, I'm going to be the loaf of bread. Yeah. And then the loaf of bread is, like, Opie. That slice of bread, dude, he kills. That's what I love. I love.
It's about where you put those stat points.
Yeah, stat points. That's right. Yeah. He does that in there.
He does stat points, and even when he's creating his character, he's going through like, okay, if I pick this class, I'll lose this, but I'll gain this bonus. Like that's a real thing in RPGs. Like you could pick your stats, but depending on what you pick, like how you go about what type of game style you want, what type of difficulty you want. Because there are some games where you could choose the difficulty settings, but you can also kind of delve more into the difficulty by what you pick. Because what you pick depicts what you can use. So like if you're a mercenary, and so say there's a mercenary and a tank. A tank can use like a warhammer, a longsword, a broadsword, but a mercenary can only use like an archer or twin blades or something like that. They can't use what the tank can use. The tank can't use what the mercenary can use. But as far as the weapons go, then also stat goes. So a tank, you get more power, more build, but you have probably less agility to move around and stuff. Mercenary, you have more agility to move out, but not as powerful as a tank.
Yeah, and this show does a good job of, we always talk about the exposition and like character self-talk, but it's to great effect because I don't know.
It's not like he's not narrating it. He's judging it. He's giving a review on it. He's reviewing it
as he's going along.
He's like, okay, so this is the mechanics for this. I could get these stat points for this. These spawn more than these. Like he's going through and reviewing the game as he's playing it.
Yeah. Now that you say that, I can kind of. I get it now. I get it a little bit more, and you find him falling in love with this game because he's used to playing trash games, and he kind of like, I don't know, he loved the trash games, but then now he's like, wait a second, and he's killer, right?
He's killing
leveling up
like crazy.
He's what the kids are doing. He's grinding,
right? He's grinding,
hardcore grinding.
He even stops too. He's like, wait a minute. I've been playing all this time and I haven't experienced a single bug yet. He's like, this is crazy. It's like, I got so used to these trash games and being buggy. He's like, I forgot what it's like to play a good game.
A good game. 2.5 hours.
Dude, 2.5 hours.
Which is, in the grand scheme of things, well, I don't know. I don't know if...
Depending on, for him being a high schooler...
Yeah, it ain't nothing.
us, 2.5 hours is a lot of time.
Joe Angel. I mean, I don't have any. I don't have.
I gotta plan 3 days in advance for 2.5 hours.
I can't string together 2.5 solid hours together, Joe Angel. I gotta break that bad boy up into 30-minute sections. Okay. I turn the game on, and then if it has to do an update,
forget it.
I'm done. I'll just let it update.
We'll play until next week.
2.5 hours on a VR headset though. I don't know. Like I played.
I don't imagine the strain on your eyes.
I don't know. I played this other I can't remember the name of the game, but I'm like floating there, and you have like these jets, and you have a jetpack, and you catch this ball, and you're trying to throw it into like a little area, and you're playing against other people, and you fly, and it's super immersive. Like so much so that I almost felt like I was gonna fall down. Like I was like, I think I hit a wall, and I even like kind of shook a little bit. Yeah, and I was like,
I think it's just like riding a bike, or just like driving, or like playing sports or something. Like as soon as you get that initial like fear out the way, you're like, okay, cool,
I'm good. Yeah, I'm good. But dude, I was just thinking like 2.5 hours might be. I don't know how long you can do these games in the meta world, metaverse, or whatever it is, because they just added what's that game that everybody loves? Assassin's Creed. I think Assassin's Creed or something like that is in
the metaverse.
Yeah, which is kind of crazy. Like you can like jump and dive, and
that would be real crazy,
right? Isn't that wild? So I mean, I think this would almost be akin to this, like. Which
I've seen Sidequick. I've seen there's a YouTube channel I follow called The Boys. They're like a VR. They started as a VR group, making VR videos, and they've done some videos where they've done like 24 hours in Minecraft VR. So for 24 hours, they had the headset on
the whole time.
And it was kind of funny the way they did it, because like they couldn't eat unless they ate in the game. So if they wanted to eat, they had to find food in the game, and whatever they found in the game, like if they found a steak, then they had their producer and stuff would feed them a steak.
That is,
and then if they wanted like water or something, they had to find
That's
water
brilliant.
in the game.
That's
like,
brilliant.
Dude, it is so hilarious. But yeah, like, and they were like at the end of the video, they take it off. They're like, oh my gosh, my eyes are like, this is so crazy. So 2 hours versus 24. I've seen what 24 hours does to somebody.
I mean, you remember when we were younger, your mom told you not to sit that
too close to the TV,
and now the TV's on your eyes.
Yeah, the TVs are in your eyes right now. Your eyes are almost a TV.
Your eyes are TVs now. I get that Neuralink TV eyes. I get that 8K.
8K.
I get the 8K eyelids, bro. I don't understand it, but I do understand this show, because they're walking me through it.
Oh yeah.
And I put on here, I go, walk me through it, daddy. Walk me through it, daddy. Like, because he's just like, I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna power up this way, and I'm gonna do, like, now that I don't need any armor, but I've got these powerful knives, and I got these powerful swords and stuff like that. And I'm like, yeah, you know what? I'm not mad at it. I need to be walked through this. I am too old to understand.
And it does it in such a good way.
It does. It really does.
There's no over explanation, no under, nothing's too confusing. It's just.
You know what? The one thing, though. The one thing, Joe and Joe. Credits, bro. Immediately. I was like, we're watching this show. He's about to fight this snake thing. And I'm like, wait, are we? Because it didn't feel like it was about to end.
Yeah.
Like how most shows you're about. You
could tell where the end is coming.
Yeah, you can tell, like, this is a cliffhanger. Yeah. This was kind of like, I'm watching the show, la la la. I go, and I wrote down in all caps, credits already. What? Like, it didn't feel like it didn't feel like there was a thing that we landed on for us to end.
Yeah.
Like, it was like, he found a thing, and he's like, what is this thing?
Yeah. Nothing like stand out.
Yeah, nothing that stands out. It was just like, all right, episode over.
All right, here we got. You come up to the bridge. Here's a boss.
We got us.
All right, Shangri-La, show me what you got. Jumps and credit.
Yeah. It was kind of. I thought that was kind of interesting.
I liked how they like blended that together. That was a good blend.
That is a cool like little. Because you have your exit. Yeah. And your credits going together. It was definitely,
and they built up the music in the background too. It was like a subtle like lift of the music.
Yeah, it was almost like the way you would end in a video game itself. Like if you were playing a video game and you kind of got to a point and you go, all right, let's go ahead. I'm gonna just put this down and
hit save, hit stop point.
Yeah. Where it's like uneventful almost. Yeah. You know, like we're about to come to a boss. We're like, I'll come back to it in a second whenever I have the mental power, because I've been on this game for 3 hours already. I also enjoyed the end credits. I laughed out loud because they came back to the to his recap of the she's all like the character that he like saves. The little Zelda character is like accidentally killing everybody in the game, and he's trying to like guide her through the game.
Stop doing all this.
Stop doing this.
She's like blaming everything else. Yeah, the little T.
the little T.
The very last one, they zoomed in 3 times.
Yeah, she's just doing the same T. Oh, dude, I cracked up at that so much. That's super funny.
Yeah, like I said, this is fairly new. It came out October 2023.
Brand new
anime.
Dang.
And so a little background on it, since it is pretty new, only a certain amount of stuff. Actually started off as a web novel, not a novel, a web novel.
Joe Angel, is that? Let me guess. Okay, remember how we used to have encyclopedias? And now it's Wikipedia. So we used to have novels. Yeah. Now we have web novels.
No more paper now.
Written by a Spider-Man.
J. Jonah Stamen.
He's just like boom. He's just shooting webs. Writing stuff down. Okay.
This was written by Katarina, and it was published on the web novel site Sosetsuka ni Nano. That's the site it was published on. And they started in May of 2017. So all this started in May of 2017.
What's the difference between manga and a web novel? Like,
the web novel is just like a novel. Like, it's just word. Like, no pictures.
No pictures,
No pictures.
Dude. Yet. Oh.
Because it did so well. And it actually got illustrated. It got picked up by Weekly Shonen Magazine in July of 2020.
So, like, this is just a novel. It's just a book. We would read it like a book.
Yeah, you would read like a book online.
And so there's a start and finish to it.
But everything's still ongoing.
Okay,
it hasn't finished yet. Like the web novels, I think. I was trying to look it up because of course, it's in Japanese, so I had to find like the translations of it. The current, at least, I think the latest chapter I found was 370.
I'm still trying to figure out
of the novel
how this works, like as a web novel.
Yeah.
Say they, I guess maybe they write a little bit, release a little bit, release it.
So what I found when I was doing my research and looking it up, seems like they write some of it in 2 parts. So it'll be like chapter 370 part 1 comes out, and then chapter 370 part 2 comes out maybe like a week or so later. I was still trying to figure out the time frame of when the actual novel, like when they released the novels. But like I said, the manga came out in July of 2020, so it does have some time, and it's still to catch up to the web novel series itself. And since the manga came out, the anime came out it was a couple of months ago, it's still going to catch up, because I think currently it's at probably 12 episodes, maybe 12, 11 episodes, somewhere around there. So everything's still ongoing.
You know, that concept just blows my mind, because I'm thinking about, like, is there any kind of equivalent for here in America, like somebody who is going to write a novel a novel and just like release the chapters, as you know what I'm saying? Like, think about that. Like, that's gotta be, you know who could have done this? George R. R. Martin. We could have used that on that last book. Those guys who were making that last season.
Just write the chapters, release them that way. They could redo season 8.
Yeah.
we didn't have to have season 8
right as we go. You don't have to have the whole book done.
Just write. Just keep writing. Just let them know, hey.
Put it on your web novel. Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's brilliant. That's crazy.
I mean, I guess I could equate it to Twilight.
Yeah.
How that was created.
Where they were writing it and then,
as a fan fiction.
Yeah.
And then it turned into something totally different.
Yeah.
But instead of something different, everything's the same.
Yeah. Okay, so then now it went from a novel to an anime?
It went from novel, so to novel.
Manga?
To manga, manga to anime.
Okay.
Anime to a video game.
Well, it makes sense. Wait. Yeah. I'm trying to think
But
how this
no
plays.
release date yet.
How does this on what?
So,
I mean, like, I guess it may to a video game. Yeah. What would this video game just be Shangri-La Frontier, and we're just playing the game, or are we playing the book?
You're able to find the they have the trailer out for it.
Okay.
The concept trailer for it, and it shows our main character, shows him fighting. So it looks like you'll be able to play as him. Mm-hmm. So it looked like it'll be kind of one of those games where you play as the characters of the show. Mm-hmm. But as far as a release date goes, there has not been a release date.
Have you played any of these games? Because we've talked about these games, and I don't know if they're my jam really. Because every time I see them, it's like Super Lawyer 34. I'm like, they've made 34 of these Super Lawyer games, and you're just like, read a thing, write down your own answer. It's not even choose your own adventure. It's like,
I mean, kind of. Yeah, I've played a couple of them, like on computer games, stuff like. I mean, Oregon Trail is kind of like that.
Yeah, I guess so a little bit. This is Oregon Trail.
I would say that was the first game like that. Oregon Trail.
Yeah, and it's so good. I killed so many buffalo in that.
Oh, that dysentery, man.
You every time. You don't think, man, we don't have to.
You'll be like, oh, I'm right there. Dysentery.
He's like, hey, Terry, that's a girl's name. And you don't diss Terry, bro, okay? He will kill you.
He'll get you, man. But yeah, man, like.
So, I thought you were going to say, because you gave me a pause. You were like, and I go, live action already? Live action? They got a live action, Joe Angel. It's called Ready Player One.
Ready Player One. There you go. There it is. That's a live action. Ready Player One, Tron.
Yeah. Part 2 or something. I mean, it kind of is a little bit. If they could do Ready Player One, they can do this one.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like it'll get one. I mean, if it's gotten a manga and an anime in such a short span of the time it came out, then I think it could get one.
This is a shonen?
It's a shonen. So this will be a shonen. This will be action fantasy. So this could technically be considered an isekai.
Okay, this is a new word.
A new word.
My pencil's out of lead. I can't write this down.
So isekai was generally a fantasy type world. It's somebody going into a different world, or that type of stuff. Fantasy type game, fantasy type story, stuff like that. Universe. Like reincarnated as a slime. Okay. That one's isekai. Konosuba, that's isekai. Okay. Like, there's been so many good isekais that have been coming out. So this one, it's kind of like isekai would be action, fantasy, going into a different world type stuff. I'm
trying to equate this to something that the average...
Pagemaster.
Who?
Pagemaster.
Okay, yeah, Pagemaster. Oh, I have another one.
Or Ready Player One. Isekai.
No, I was going to
Matrix.
say... James and the Giant... No, not
James and the Giant Peach.
No, I think that one. No, what's the other one? Maybe... No, that is Pagemaster, I think. Yeah.
Pagemaster, where he goes into the books.
He goes into the book. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So that's kind of... Okay.
That could be isekai.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah.
Jumanji, maybe?
Jumanji a little bit?
Like that would be a reverse isekai.
Well, no, the new ones, though.
The new ones. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, remember, The Rock, and then they go into the game, and they meet they meet the Joe Bros.
I haven't seen those.
What?
Joe
Angel.
I barely watched Barbie.
Yeah. you barely watched Barbie, and... Wait. That's... No. Isekai?
Reverse
isekai.
Well, reverse and then isekai, because they left and they came back.
Okay, no spoilers. We're not here to talk about the Barbie movie, though. If you haven't watched it,
watch it.
It's pretty good. Okay. Back to the actual show.
Back to the actual show.
To what we're actually doing. Yeah, so this has got to be... Is this the first one that we've done like the isekai, kind of like the whole like going into a fantasy world?
Yes, this type. Yeah, this will be our first one.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, first one. So.
Okay. Guac talk. Are we already in this?
That's all I got, man. Like I said, this is pretty new, so there's like only so much I can get without getting into spoilers.
I mean, yeah. Okay. Let's see here. Yeah. I'm giving this. Well, we could just rate it straight up with 1 star to 5 star, like a video game. 5 stars. I love the way it looked. The animation style is super great. The colors are super awesome. I love the fight scenes. The whole glitchy kind of video game play is cool. It's kind of walking me through it a little bit, so I don't feel completely lost, even though, I've played a couple of RPG games. So having just a little bit of knowledge kind of enriches this whole world. Yeah, I will give it 3.5. 3.25.
3.25.
4. 3.25. I'll give it 3.25 stars. Just because I thought it was kind of interesting the way it kind of ended. Like it felt a little lackluster. Like it felt a little soft on my like cliffhanger for me to go, oh, I gotta see the next one because what's gonna happen? Though they did have a guy in there that was like, you know what the kids say, skins for wins.
Skins for wins.
Skins for wins. Right? There's a guy in there. They showed a guy at the end, and he's like head to toe, full body armor.
I would tell you to watch it for that.
Okay, that guy's paying some big money to have that skin in that game.
Oh yeah. He stole his mom's credit card.
Oh, she's gonna be so mad, bro. Mad. So mad. Yeah. I'm in. And also, stars. It's so brand new. And
yeah, like I said,
a couple episodes.
And it's dubbed. That was the main thing. I was like, since it was so new, I was wondering if it was dubbed, and it was.
By the way, for those of you who are listening who do not have a Crunchyroll account, they try to get us today. Okay, I'm watching. I don't have my Crunchyroll logged in on this Apple TV because we watched it on a different one, and it's all like, yeah, you can watch it, but you're gonna have to watch it subbed. I was like, well, Sal can't read and write at the same time, so we gotta get this bad boy in dub. They're like, no, you gotta pay for dub.
You gotta pay for dub.
Isn't that weird? I thought that was kind of crazy, right? Give it to me in sub, which everybody wants to watch it in sub. But
they know. But
if you watch it in a different language, you better pay for that bad boy.
Because they know the sub watchers can go get it elsewhere.
Yeah.
So they're like, we're gonna make this free for them. The watchers don't know yet.
Yeah, they don't know. They don't know any better.
They don't know any better.
Now I'm going, here's my money. I can't read good. Okay, go ahead.
Well, speaking of ranking, since this is our new year, we watched. This is episode 20. So we had 19 animes that we watched before. So
yes,
I believe it's time
to rank them.
To start in ranking tier.
Oh my gosh.
For everything if you've watched so
Dang, dude. It's a tall task.
It's a tall task.
I love it. Okay.
So we are going from S rank all the way to D rank. Okay. S being top tier, D being the bottom.
Man.
Dead last.
At
least Nivey did.
Okay. Call back to the last episode. Okay, so we'll start at the top tier, or we start at the bottom tier?
We'll go bottom.
Start at the bottom. Okay. Well, this is tough for me because I'm trying to think if we did this the other way around and how many that we did do and didn't do. Okay, first one, S tier, bottom of the. I'm gonna go. We're starting at the top.
Are we starting at the top?
Starting at the bottom.
D tier's the bottom, S tier's the top.
Okay, there you go. Thank you. Yeah. Dude, I can't. You know how I am with like letters and reading and learning. Oh man, here's the thing, Joe Angel. You really did pick them out. You did pick them out. Like I'm waiting to go. This one's garbage, but it's tough because they're really good. They're all like every single one of them. You've picked some good ones that I'm kind of like, and I don't want to get roasted too. I'm gonna get roasted. Joe Angel. Okay.
Well, we'll make
okay. No. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. D tier. I'm gonna go Ajin. Put it down. It's okay. It's the dead eyes for me. I love the story and stuff, but like
no soul.
Yeah, there's no soul. They don't. None of them have souls. I could use a little. It's a little soulless.
It's funny because it's talking about possession.
So yeah, I mean, okay. Next one. I'll go. Oh man, this is gonna be so bad. I'm gonna go Soul Eater. Just because it's a little dated. Like it's tough because like if you think about like some of the stuff that we've watched like as kids and you watch that show and you'll watch a movie or something like, oh, I love that movie, and then you go back to it and you're like, it's good, but I've seen other movies like it, and so like Soul Eater's classic, but like, oh my gosh, I don't know. Okay, next one. I'm gonna go Sailor Moon. Same thing. It's kind of it looks great, classic, but it fails in like its reanimation of the same like she does
storytelling.
Yeah. So it'll fall a little bit for me. I might even switch those two. Nah. We'll leave it. Okay. I'll go Nisekoi. Just because from the other animes that we have seen, that's the thing. Like, this is the thing. I'm not ranking them like they're terrible. I'm just like, I mean, they're all like right there. Yeah. You could put them all in a.
You're ranking it by like what you would go back to.
Yeah, what I would really go back to. I'm gonna go. Next is I'm gonna go Ouran High School Host Club. Yeah, right. I don't know. That's tough. It's tough. It's tough, Joe Angel. I'll go ahead and go Fruits Baskets next. These are all like, they're all close. That's the thing. Like they're all like right there. Like it's not like one of them was an outstanding, one's better than the other. It's just like, it's just so, they're so
it's
close.
so subtleties. There's the small things.
Yeah. Like, the animation style on another one is like amazing. And this one's okay. I'll go Housing Complex C. I like scary stuff. And this one was pretty good. The ending sold it for me. Yeah. Oh yeah. I finished it, bro.
Ending was wild, right?
Wild.
It's out of nowhere.
Out of nowhere, just kind of like. So I'll go Parasite next. It's good. It'll take you a little bit to kind of. I think if I'm thinking about like these animes and what I would recommend to people, I would recommend the accessible ones. Yeah. I'm new to all this stuff. Okay, there's some weird things that happen in these shows that I'm like, what is happening, Joe Angel? I have to keep asking you, why is this happening? Why? And that's one of those that I'm like, how do I explain this? Why is any of this? I'm gonna go next, probably One Piece. Not for any reason except for the fact that it was good and fun.
It's just a lot.
It's a lot. And you know what? Right after that, I'm going to go Naruto. Same thing. Like, it's good, but gosh, it's a lot
of time to invest.
It's a lot. But both those are a lot to invest, but I enjoyed them, and I went back and watched more episodes of them. But it's just such a mountain, dude. It's such a mountain. Yeah. Then I'll also go Bleach after that, too. So, because once again, it's just too many episodes, bro. It's just too many. Give me a bridge. give me a Bleach abridged. Is there a abridged?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Oh man. Okay. DBZA, the abridged Christmas special, just because it's funny and it's super easy. Like, put it on there. Put it on the list. And you can get me every time when it's funny. Like, you get me when it's hilarious, and I will look past everything else. I'll look past like illustration and animation, as long as it's hilarious. Empire of the Corpses, that thing is deep. Like the writing on it, whoever wrote that, the knowledge that person had to come up with that was just so super great. Zom 100, that's one that I'm like, it's so good, so beautiful, and I loved. Like, I mean, that one was polished. And I think as we go on, that's gonna be one of the things that I'm like, as a noob. As in somebody who doesn't know, it's the ones that are like polished from top to bottom that I'm like, illustration looks great, the sounds, the music, the everything. I will give everything, like, it won't be knocked because those are like clean. Way of the House Husband, that is bite-sized deliciousness. It's hilarious. It's easy. Goes down easy. Okay. How many do I have left, Joey?
So excluding Shangri-La. We are down to our final four.
This is my final form, Joe Angel.
Final four.
Okay, we have Demon Slayer left, right? Don't write it down yet. Demon Slayer. We have Komi Can't Communicate. We have Ghost Stories. And Fire Force. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Final four.
This is it. I will go next. I'm gonna have to think about my favorite. I'll go Fire Force. Fire Force was just, it's good. I mean, I went back to it, and it's still pretty good. It's still fun. Loved all the sounds, everything, like the fight styles, all that stuff was super great. I'll go Demon Slayer next. Michael Jackson.
Can't beat that.
You can't beat Michael Jackson. And I'm down to two.
Just keep in mind, we'll come back to this.
We'll come back to this, right? It'll change.
Yeah, it'll change,
around.
Like I said, because we got a whole another year left. Like I said, we started halfway through the year last year.
Yeah. Ghost Stories. I'm gonna go Ghost Stories next. I mean, it was the first one we started with, and it's super funny and super fun. It was like really great. It's just like, it's one of the ones that I recommend on the regular to people. Like, dude, you got to watch the show, right?
Yeah.
So that leaves Komi Can't Communicate.
Number one spot.
That one just, it was fun, and it surprised me. I didn't think I was gonna like these like slice of life.
Yeah.
I liked it so much that I recommended it to like all sorts of people. I even watched an episode with my wife who also enjoyed it.
She enjoyed it.
Crazy, right? That's like saying a lot. So, you know, like, and it was that was once again, like, illustration.
So it's beautifully done. It's well paced.
It's
There's
extremely
nothing like
polished.
really too boring or pausing about it. And like I said, the story, it does get better. Like,
man, that's a tough. I'm gonna have to look at that list again and like move things
like I said,
around.
we'll come back. We got a whole another year left. It's gonna be totally different next year. A lot more spots to be taken.
Yeah, moving things up and down. Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, there we got it, guys. Our number one spot is Communicate Communicate.
Wow, wrapped it up.
Wrapped it up for the year. And guess what, guys? Like we said, we got a whole new year of anime to come. So make sure to stay on the lookout for everything we got coming this year. Probably got some merch coming. Talk about that later on. We got some good, maybe even do another movie.
Hey, wait, before we go, Joe Angel, I think you need to do this list too.
But
we'll do it next episode.
We'll do it next episode. I'll get my list ready.
I want to see how mine compares to yours, because it might be all over the place.
An expert versus
that's what I want to hear. I want to hear what yours is.
All right, guys. Well, be on the lookout for that one. And as always, follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Anime MePod, where you can watch clips and stuff of our next episodes, and you can also leave us comments. Like I said, it's a new year. There's always new anime coming out. If there's something you're anticipating for the new year of 2024, let us know in the comments so we can jump on that train, talk about it, and spread the word. And once again, guys, thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining us all this last year, 19 episodes. We're starting off on episode 20 this year, guys, and let's keep growing this community.
Yeah, boy.
Laters.
Peace.